Coming off a state championship win in his senior year, Armani Ace solidified himself as one of the most highly touted quarterback prospects in the country. The 6'3", 220-pound left-handed phenom from Chicago has scouts from every corner of the nation watching his every move. After dominating at multiple private college camps, it was decision time. Would Armani take his talents to a powerhouse Division I program, aiming to restore their former glory, or would he take the road less traveled, choosing a lesser-known program and putting them on the map for college football fans across the country? Ultimately, Armani made it clear he didn't just want to put a school back on the map. He wanted to bring an entire conference back into the spotlight. His choice? Stanford, a program desperate for the kind of relevance they hadn't seen since Andrew Luck or Christian McCaffrey. Now the journey begins for Armani Ace. Can he become the greatest quarterback in Stanford history and lead the Cardinals back to glory? Let's find out. In this new age of college football, Armani Ace wasn't just a quarterback. He was a brand. By choosing Stanford, he knew he had to stay focused not only on his academics and rigorous training, but also on managing his self-image and any NIL opportunities that came his way. However, it quickly became clear that the college game was a whole new world. Every player on the field was bigger, stronger, and faster than the competition Armani had dominated in high school. As Stanford approached their season opener, the question loomed, would Armani Ace live up to the hype, or would he crumble under the pressure?
I'ma leave it with what I came in for, now what you saying? You don't want to take it there, don't go there with us, nah. Walked in with a styrofoam cup with penny racks off in my hands. And we ain't coming for the loose, we want it all. Smoking drugs, cause I need it. So I could be calm instead of dangerous when you see me. No, we quick to let it blow for any reason. Kick down your door, post up on your front porch and we ain't leaving. When my grandma died, I had to beat the eyes and it wasn't easy.
Stanford's home opener was supposed to be Armani's grand debut, and for a moment, it looked like the hype was real. Armani marched the Cardinals down the field on the opening drive, capping it off with a touchdown. But from there, things fell apart. The offensive line? Horrible, and that's being generous. Armani was running for his life on almost every snap. Under constant pressure, the true freshman made costly mistakes, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Even with all that, Armani had not 1, not 2, but 3 chances to lead a game-winning drive.
This point is like I'm begging. If I gotta fight for love, then it's like I don't even want it.
Known to let that Mac fly just like my dope.
Baby, can you help me? Baby, can you help me? Baby, can you help me? I'm trying to get my life together, leave these alone. Pray to God I can lead the street, this thing is getting more than old. Baby, please don't leave it. Every day her heart getting more than cold. I'm tired of piping these up, I'm topping like provolone. I'm trying to run my digits up at the same time, watch what the on. I call you ain't picking up, what the these be on? I just went about 14 acres, you stay up in the mobile homes. Need a bad with low body count to put my focus on. He tried to end my career, truth be told on my homes. So many bad up in here, which one of them?
Each time, he fell short. Stanford lost their season and home opener 21-14, sparking harsh critiques from social media trolls and respected pundits alike. The following week, Stanford faced an FCS opponent, an opportunity for Armani and the Cardinals to bounce back.
Tell my wake up, get naked, I wanna see some that sex. From my mama from Texas. For the consigner with this message, I'ma shoot a video. I let go that group. On her in my home, I was doing that too long. And then coke gon' match my outfit, it's all green, ain't no chrome. If stop and mold the picture if it hit your down. I'm inside it. She won't leave me alone.
This time, the offensive line gave Armani time to breathe, and he made the most of it. The freshman phenom put on a show, throwing 6 touchdown passes and rushing for over 50 yards. Though he still made some mistakes, throwing 2 picks, Armani proved why he was a 5-star recruit. Stanford cruised to their first win of the season, and Armani was named player of the game. After a week 3 bye, Stanford hit the road for an ACC matchup against undefeated Syracuse. Armani now had his first true test against tougher competition.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Be the first case like John, got it. Whoa, be the first case like. Be the first case like John, got it. Anything wrong, my dogs got it. Them boss I call shot. Sweat a few bags at the raw spot. Where you been? Try to rock popping at the hotel. Better run the play for him. Yeah, before I hit the plate, make the house smell. Throwing up trays and Marshall. Want some in the chain that had feel. Motion on motion, that's how I feel. Came from the field, I'm crash first. Make mama cry, got to hit her where it hurt. They come from my side, they gon' shoot up the church. From 9 to 5, got 9 gon' berserk. I'm cut on a mission, staying alert. On a man on the street, top the top of the vert. You feeling me? The feeling me too, got the energy. Send off on a stroll out in Tennessee. I control all the motion and be me. Really crunk up this talking VD. I might be turned to Shanini me. I got stripes on the turf, ain't no Kenny me. Got my eyes at that dirty shit me. Got the load on the boat, drop the penny me. Hit the nitro, the motor, I'm pushing it back. I don't want over quarter 200 me. I'm on top of this, killers under me. Might just put the money on a tragedy. You put bread on a diamond for threatening me. Merc put that tape on the and pressed delete. He was driving, his brain was sitting on the seat. I fly back the country to trust a tree. I been flying a pilot, I got the key. Get put the back on the street. Cut the block and go snatch you a Cuban link. Told you on me, cut a trench of me. Hit my chains when they clap, cause I'm turning up. See the money you get, I be burning up. That's a 40 on a fit I put on.
And he delivered in spectacular fashion. Armani lit up the Syracuse defense, throwing 3 touchdowns in the first quarter alone. By halftime, the score was an unbelievable 56-0. Armani didn't even need to play the second half, finishing with 391 yards in the air and 7 touchdowns. Stanford rolled to a 73-3 victory, and Armani was named ACC Player of the Week for the first time in his college career. The college football world took notice, but the real test was just around the corner. A primetime matchup against number 5 Clemson in Death Valley.
Riding in that Shawty on my side and she don't want me to lose. I can't make this up, I came through shining. Yeah, you know how I do. Acting crazy in this like I belong on the news. Turning up in this like I'm a motherfucker. I go dumb up in this, I go to waving with my. So big dub I really miss, I got them. Turn that head, huh? Baby with that 6 ball, okay. Have your head on, baby lose that cell phone, okay. The flash, she let me hit it in my V-Long. 150 units, I just need to get a big one. Like it's real estate. Take it down soon, that's that. Okay. Rick don't play with children. Do the dash on Pro Trucks engines, hit it. This.
The energy in Death Valley was electric and the stakes were high. Armani had never faced an environment like this, and it showed early. Clemson scored on their opening drive, and the Cardinals' offense sputtered to just 3 points in the first quarter. By halftime, Stanford was down 27-10, but Armani wasn't going down without a fight. After the break, Armani came out swinging, leading an impressive touchdown drive and cutting the deficit to 10.
I'm from 1800, I'm a hot boy, but on ice stuff. Ugly corner where we smile with you and we don't like you. Just hopped off the plane, just got out about a day ago. Everybody love me when they see me, they be like, there you go. Got me a new lady, we about to take a trip to Mexico. Cracker took my 40, so I'm about to go buy a drink.
After Clemson responded with a touchdown of their own, Armani threw some beautiful passes, followed by a scramble for a touchdown to make it a 2-possession game yet again.
I like the Beamer, but I'm about to go cop a rave though. I done pick your true color, boy, you a rainbow. I got Space Jam on my feet.
Facing relentless pressure, Armani threw a costly pick 6 that all but sealed the game. The freshman kept battling, but the offensive line couldn't protect him, giving up 5 sacks and countless hits. Stanford fell to Clemson 55-27, and questions began to swirl.
Actually, if you really think about it, Ocho, they should have put 60 on him.
Yeah, it could. Listen, it could have been a 60 ball easily. It could have been, but that would have been very. I don't changes if they put up 60 points. Heads were probably gonna roll, and somebody would have had to lose their job.
Forever be with me. I just gotta handle with me. Understand what's wrong. I mean, they can't quit it. We slanging that iron. Keeping my distance to cherish my time. Show how I feel without giving no sign. Who I want you, who I don't want lose.
In our last video, we watched the rise and struggles of Stanford's freshman phenom, Armani Ace. He entered the season as one of the most hyped recruits in the country, but the transition to college football was anything but smooth. After a shaky start and some brutal losses, Armani showed flashes of brilliance in games against Syracuse and an FCS opponent, lighting up defenses and proving why he was a 5-star recruit. Still, questions remain. Could Armani lead a struggling Stanford program back to relevance? Or was he just another overhyped prospect crumbling under the pressure of college football's biggest stage? After a humiliating loss to 1-4 Virginia Tech, the Cardinal faithful were restless, and even though Armani put up impressive stats, it wasn't enough to silence the critics. Now sitting at 2-3, the pressure was mounting. With their season hanging by a thread, Stanford traveled to South Bend to face number 13 Notre Dame, and this would be Armani's last chance to prove he wasn't just hype.
Chase money, I'm roll running, catch up with me, I stack hundreds, I blow 50s, I'm a fat, give me more chicken, I'm beating the road up, I'm running and ripping, this a lamb truck, I'm shipping.
On the opening drive, Stanford's offense struck first, marching down the field for a touchdown. Armani and the Cardinal offense looked sharper than they had all season, mixing the run and pass to keep Notre Dame's elite defense off balance.
Calling me the golden child. That's probably because, you know, call me the golden child anyway. I was built for all this, everything. Like, I just, whatever I do, man, good or bad, I just lay down in my bed.
I just lay down in my bed. While Skinner wax if I want them dead, and I'm like, yes. Them shootouts at high speeds, I made it out, but I ain't lucky. Had to walk home on the off day, see that, cause I ain't tuck it. Jade, I used to call my phone, tell me pop outside, I'm already coming. He was thirsty to pick me up, cause both of us try and score a bucket. There was no one man above the group, we gon' fall together, it. But it's always just that one with the biggest head, Latoya Luggett. Remember Rail turned himself in, we was dropping Acca, 12 of muddy. Fell asleep standing up in front of my mama, she knew I was up to something. Then I dropped out of school to get this money, she knew I was up and coming. Then I walked in the house one day with a Will Chamberlain, all hundreds. Touched my first 100K, I was focused and kept saving, all hundreds. Everybody telling me do this and do that, and this ain't y'all money. When I was young, I couldn't wait till I grow up and I got my own money. Now I'm grown, I got a son, gotta keep it coming. Soon as I get done, back on the run, I can't sleep for nothing. They give me $1 million to talk, so at least I speak for something. Told them boys I wanna race 100 miles and run it. God forbid it's my time to go, then I'm just gonna keep gunning. I'm just gonna get money, and when I make 200, and my got a bank account with none less than 4.
The result of this was a first half shootout. Armani threw darts all over the field, leading Stanford to 4 touchdowns and a field goal before halftime, taking a 30-21 lead into the break.
Hey, yo, bad play.
Hey, I just went by the watch with a whole lot of diamonds to show out my time. Took a trip out to Cali to hang with the clips, make a play and get high off that Zaza. I say R.I.P. Kobe, it's so fly when I ball out, where I skydive. So much chicken on me, could've went by the Williams, the Rudy's, a big Popeye. In a whole different bracket, this life is immaculate. If you hit me for bows, then you know that I'm taxing. Keep buying clothes, that shit still in the packages. If he say that he robbed me, he capping me. Really no niggas throw sevens like Kaepernick. You not blind and you see that we have.
Stanford came out firing in the second half, scoring 43 more points, including a one-play touchdown after a Notre Dame turnover. Armani finished the game with a jaw-dropping 624 passing yards, 7 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. The Cardinals stunned number 13 Notre Dame on the road 73-28, marking the second time this season they scored over 70 points.
Under Marcus Freeman, that Notre Dame has been a double-digit favorite and lost. You go back, you got Stanford, Marshall, and Northern Illinois.
Yep.
And so maybe it's a way that the team is being prepared.
Armani was named both ACC and National Player of the Week, solidifying himself as a serious Heisman contender, but more importantly, shutting up those Stanford critics that were calling for his job. Stanford didn't let up after the Notre Dame game, and in fact, they carried the momentum over the next 2 games in a historical fashion.
Man in the crowd on the floor. Out of town, never saw her before. Told her, baby, we don't got that long. Listen, this not my city show, but I treat it like my city show. 20 more minutes into I'm on. 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 Yeah, I am not slow. Girl, you want me cause I got the dope. That's that girl right on my friend, give me cold. He passed me her friend, so they switching roles.
The Cardinals went on to dominate SMU and Wake Forest, winning by an average of nearly 50 points and racking up an unbelievable 920 yards of offense per game. Armani shattered records, throwing for 1,412 yards and 18 touchdowns across both games, while adding 225 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. In the process, Armani broke the ACC single-game records for passing yards and passing touchdowns, as well as Stanford's single-season passing yards record previously held by Steve Stenstrom. Now above 500, sitting at 5-3, Stanford faced their third-ranked opponent of the season, number 19, NC State. Armani was officially the Heisman frontrunner, but could he live up to the hype, or would he crumble under the new pressure?
But I'm still going crazy. Got me lazy, but I'm still on 8. I turn up soon as I wake up. I say amen with my baby. Not racist, my look come from coast to coast. Iranian, come from Pakistan. That short say selling sand. We gon' ride on slow and keep bees on me. That's Taliban. She just want a footstep. As soon as they come right in, she just wanna sleep here. I just wanna be her back in. I'm just down in Chrome. I'ma rock out soon as my song start. Be loving me, probably buy that go hard. Top say, if he go that way, we gon' stretch that ball. Hold on, swing that, ain't straight at his, we gon' take that card. I ain't been recording, but I'm still going crazy. Got me lazy, but I'm still on 8. I turn up soon as I wake up, I say amen with my baby.
Stanford opened the game with a balanced attack, surprising everyone with 2 rushing touchdowns after their first passing score. By halftime, they led 42-16 thanks to a versatile offense that kept the Wolfpack defense guessing.
We gon' clear that street, we leave that zone big D. Mama, I'm gon' lead these as long as they ain't reach. No chop shop, Stolos right on my block. Young boy leave out handkerchief, Blake is spill.
Armani's longest rushing touchdown of the season was the cherry on top as Stanford cruised to another blowout victory, upsetting their second-ranked opponent of the year. With 3 games left in the season, Armani had already broken the ACC single-season passing touchdown record and was just a few hundred yards shy of the single-season passing yards record. He had also secured Stanford a bowl game berth, but the team had their sights set on something just a little bit bigger. At 6-3, Stanford shifted their sights to the ACC championship game, but their path was anything but easy. They need to win their final 3 games of the season and hope to get some help from other teams, with Clemson, Miami, and North Carolina all ahead of them in the conference standings. Not to mention, Syracuse, sitting just 1 game behind, was also in the mix. Armani wasn't just fighting for a playoff spot, he was fighting for his Heisman moment. Could the freshman phenom continue his record-breaking season, lead his team to an ACC championship, and make history? Well, the road ahead will decide it all. In videos 1 and 2, we watch Armani blaze onto the college football scene with a stunning start to his freshman season. Despite some early season setbacks, including a tough loss to Clemson, Armani bounced back with record-shattering performances against top-ranked opponents like Notre Dame, SMU, and NC State. His dual-threat ability and poise under pressure turned Stanford's season around and made him the leading Heisman candidate. After a bye week, Stanford returned to action against Louisville in a rainy showdown.
On my soul, get them gone, I'm gon' stain some. In the street, don't like me cause I'm thuggin' and I'm dangerous. Gangsta, high, came in and leaving all gangsta. Hope that that's what I scream while I'm bleeding out. Thug life, too rich for this, so I've been trying to live a low life. Been down for all this time, so I've been trying to see what heaven like. Try to get me, but they miss, I say these ain't been stepping right. I ain't read about that, I tell my mama I'm forever fine.
It wasn't their flashiest performance, but Armani still accounted for 5 total touchdowns, leading his team to a 35-21 victory. This win, combined with Miami's upset loss, catapulted Stanford to number 23 in the nation and 3rd in the ACC standings. The Cardinals now faced a must-win rivalry game against Cal to keep their ACC championship hopes alive.
They say that I'm crazy, and sometimes I feel like I'm crazy, but I know I'm not crazy, and my mistakes don't make me or break me. They say that I'm crazy, and sometimes I feel like I'm crazy, but I know I'm not crazy, and my mistakes don't make me. It's the way God made me. They say that I'm crazy, 'cause I to whoop that nigga for 40 minutes straight with my shit up your face. Said I was in the court, I beat my murder case. They must forgot I'm the reason the whole hood ate. Think I'm crazy and get baptized. Call me Rambo in that southside. Straight in school, but in the streets I was baptized. Jail charges back to back, they like go crazy. Boosie boo. If you was facing that needle, you would get loaded too. Business minded, now I'm shining.
Cal came out swinging, forcing Armani to carry the Cardinals on his back. Showcasing his trademark athleticism, arm strength, and leadership, Armani helped Stanford take a 21-7 lead into halftime.
That's how I is. Do that make me crazy? Huh? They say that I'm crazy, and sometimes I feel like I'm crazy, but I know I'm not crazy, and my mistakes don't make me or break me. They say that I'm crazy, and sometimes I feel like I'm crazy, but I know I'm not crazy, and my mistakes don't make me. It's the way God made me.
In the second half, defense is dominated, but Armani broke a Stanford record for rushing yards by a quarterback and sealed the game with a late touchdown to secure a 28-14 victory. With Miami losing again, Stanford moved up to 2nd in the ACC, earning a rematch with Clemson in the ACC championship game. The stakes couldn't be any higher. An ACC title, a spot in the college football playoff, and Armani's legacy were all on the line. Not to mention, a chance to avenge their embarrassing blowout loss at Clemson from earlier in the season.
I be with demons and yeah, I admit it. Get too high, gotta flush my kidney. Gotta mind my business. Call from the feds, they run up your minute. Watch these, they'll do it for an image. Tryna turn me a stripper. I don't trust me, throw around my crushed up faces, bust down emeralds. Can't trust twice, cause it ain't that simple. 10 toes down, I ride for my. When you ride through the rack, gotta look through mirrors. He got caught, cause I know he didn't. You know damn well you can't duck them switches. You gotta shoot forward, cause that.
The game started with a field goal for Stanford, but Clemson answered with a touchdown to take an early lead.
I love my block and I love my city, we call. Wake up late, mouth 50K, better brush your teeth. I'ma say no when the good ass, I know he a leech. Contract with a label, which I'm able, sign to the street. We ain't no goofies, and I told duty, the pills be having me nervous. Yeah, I shot my brother when it comes to the money, my shorty be constantly purging. My ops, we on this.
Armani responded with a spectacular red zone play, weaving through defenders and finding the end zone to put Stanford up 10-7.
Killers, and I come around the gangsters. I'm with the robbers, and I come around the gangsters. I get him a 30, he pop out the car, he getting too anxious. Don't give him no X when he got his stack, straight too dangerous. You can't run when we shoot. You can't run when we shoot. You can't run when we shoot. And you can't run.
He followed that up with a dazzling 3rd and 18 touchdown pass on the next drive to extend the lead to 17-7.
Left quick when I wasn't lit, I don't be on my. I'm from the lamb, 63rd, but that don't go for him. I'ma get that lamb truck blue for 60 days. And I don't even cheat on my. Be tweeted like, let every cheated like, don't be on my. Why you be sneaking and dissing and billing when talking when you with it? It be the I use the car brother, I call him and tell him let's get it. Rap with your bitch. And you can't run when we shoot. You can't run when we shoot. You can't.
Despite Stanford building a 24-7 lead, Clemson showed why they were one of the top teams in the nation, storming back to make it 31-21 at halftime. Armani's brilliance was tested in the second half as Clemson's defense turned up the pressure.
Real
Importing straight out of the slums.
From rags to riches, I got me some, then I change up, I come.
And the drop when your pockets got mumps.
He's believing in nothing.
Ran on my sack, you know I ain't dumb.
Wherever I'm going, I pull up with something.
That the A Atlanta, lit hate it.
More from us how to make it. I never let them take it.
Grammys, I was nominated.
So they that I'm leaving, so face it.
Get a new and have me a baby.
Out the jungle, I conquered and made it.
And still don't feel like I'm famous.
Feel like they don't feel me now.
Yeah. Fill it up, stuck, they see me now.
Yeah, I'm stuck, they see me now. I'm steps away, I can't stop now.
I can't. No, I won't let you waste my time.
Surrounded by some millionaires.
And I know I'ma be one when I walk off. Feel like I can be a trillion now.
Yeah, I'ma be the one that they talk about.
Yeah.
I'll be the one they talk about. I'll be the one they envy. Hate it when they make that struggle. Love said trench. When the sleep had a few nightmares. Just left off a mission. I done went and paid my dues. Dropped out of school downwind. I had a girl with some red hair. Made me feel like Chopper. She tells me phone with Vato. No, y'all kills her. I want to get.
Not only forcing sacks, but a fumble and even a pick six that put Stanford down by 7 in the fourth quarter. Throwing shades of his performance from earlier in the season at Clemson when he threw a pick six and wasn't able to overcome it, Armani had the chance to prove that he wasn't the same player this time around.
She sent a sad emoji when I fucking leave. She said I treat her like a I can't come to your condo, can't fit in no parking garage in this big ass truck. If it was once, then it might have been lucky if I did it 2 times and stand for something. I might say I'm fucking the game up with all of these beats. I'm paying too much. I'm getting a lot of money, I ain't tripping. If I ain't popped, still I ain't sipping. I paint my wagon blue, I'm still crippin'. Hope you know I remember, I ain't forgetful. Give her the well and she gon' still come to me. Oh, you ain't heard of money fucking with her, but boy, you a waster, you ain't even lit enough. I don't got no.
He engineered a drive to tie the game up at 38 and got the ball back with a chance to take the lead late. On a missed blocking assignment, Armani got strip sacked in the end zone where Clemson recovered it for a touchdown. Just as it looked like Armani had the chance to overcome his demons, he would have to right yet another wrong if he wanted to win this game. After a long scramble and some amazing tight window throws, Armani led the offense down the field to tie the game, and as the defense forced a late stop, Stanford found themselves with the ball back with the chance to take the lead.
Shotty squeeze in them jeans, touch her knees, make her scream. I said, Gucci sneeze, shop street. Shotty, she my cup of tea, please don't give up on me. God got me shoving rings so cool. And I think you know what you doing to my mind and my soul. I popped a lot up.
With the help of a pass interference call, Armani went down the field and ran it in himself to take the lead in the ACC championship with under a minute left. Somehow, Clemson's offense was able to go down and score in a literal 30 seconds, and finding themselves unable to score again with 11 seconds left, Stanford will be going into overtime with a college football playoff berth on the line.
Ain't no going back, my Louise on the track. Can I take a minute for to tell you how I'm living? Yeah.
In a back and forth overtime thriller, Armani relied on his legs and clutch decision making to keep Stanford alive.
This a motion picture from the trenches. Check out, kick it, 4-wheeler, big mention. Pop out, get with it, yeah. Whole lot of big mentions, round I spin it, yeah. Strap down, I'm with it, round and I hit it, yeah. Sending God my wishes, still got some pending, yeah. I was some more really than he, and that's a fact. I'm with my bros, more trillion than he.
Running in touchdowns, threading needles on key passes, and converting multiple 2-point plays, Armani willed the Cardinals to stay in it. In triple overtime, with everything on the line, Armani rolled out under pressure.
In his hood, he don't see no greatness. He gon' grow and let it.
Found his tight end in the end zone for a 2-point conversion, and watched as the Stanford defense finally stopped Clemson to seal the victory. With Armani's heroic performance, Stanford upset Clemson in an instant classic, getting their revenge from earlier in the season, earning the ACC championship, and a coveted spot in the college football playoff. Armani not only solidified his case for the Heisman Trophy, but also proved he could lead his team under the brightest lights on the biggest stage.
It's hard for me to say that I've seen a better college player. I haven't. I don't know if we've seen a better college athlete that played the game of football.
Yeah.
I can't say that I've seen that.
Next up was the college football playoff, where Armani and the Cardinals will try to complete their miraculous turnaround and chase a national championship.
So you the critics, I'ma try leave out the killer. Pull up in that Bentley with no head. This a motion picture from the trenches. Check out kick what you thinking about, what you hearing about. I'ma see about it. I'm with you. Got 20 on that head, then make it 40.
In video 3, Armani led Stanford to a dramatic victory in the ACC championship against Clemson, earning a spot in the college football playoff. His incredible composure under pressure, record-breaking performances, and game-winning plays not only solidified his spot as the Heisman winner, but also made him the most talked-about player in college football. Now, Armani and the Cardinals are just 3 wins away from achieving what seemed impossible at the start of the season, a national championship. Stanford's playoff journey began with a daunting challenge, facing 12-1 Michigan and their top 5 defense in the freezing cold of the Big House. For most of the Cardinals, the icy conditions were unfamiliar, but for Armani, a Midwest native from Chicago, it was just another game.
She found a flat man on hands, she found a tape in no hands, can't even see me on winds. She found a flight in the winds, she found a flight man on way out of here. She found a flight, can't even see me on way out of here, I'm too far in the sky. Heard me, it's ash for the down my ash. So pretty, little better than Cassie. Puffin' on Zooters and she calling me dad.
Armani started fast, leading Stanford to a touchdown on their opening drive, silencing the ruckus Michigan crowd. The Wolverines answered with a score of their own, but Armani was unfazed.
My hood, drinking the mud I made out of the sewer. Chrome heart accessories, whatever, I'm good. A lot of these, they looking the same. They copy my lingo, they biting my chain. Championship, I just gon' empty. Big breaking niggas to look at the kid. Dirty the fountain, but making the counter up. Don't get this money like it's my religion. It's gonna be a mad day, a sad day for any. They try to compare whatever I did. Them niggas touched 100, they just off the gig. They came out the jungle, they kidnapping kid. I trap out of band.
His 58-yard bomb set up another touchdown, and by halftime, Stanford had exploded to a commanding 35-17 lead. Armani's elusiveness, arm strength, and composure left the Michigan defense in shambles. By the third quarter, the game was already out of reach. Armani finished with over 300 passing yards, 7 total touchdowns, and a 63-31 victory over Michigan. Stanford advanced to the semifinals, where they would be facing undefeated Texas State.
But I did it, really having it, really winning. Was times that I thought I'd forever be sinning and spinning whatever to stand on the business. But God bless the game, did it all but a sinning. All the shots they let off, but they ain't hitting. All the shots we let off, they ain't mentioned was hitting. Go ask why he's fighting them limping. Never change, I'm the same as you see me. The only thing changes the paper my video. Can't forget about the diamonds and chains on my pendant was starving, but now we eat steak for a living. If we ever fell out, you was fake or we can switch sides, don't be standing on. But yet I'm the biggest, ain't changing my clique, rep to 6 disrespect and get put in that dick. I came up off of rapping, no prices for bricks. $1 million combos out to eat with my stick. Big got bows and condos, letting lows go for 6. Brand new Glock with my little bro, came with a switch in the list. I gon' die for this. It'll make it for months, hurt my pride a little bit. They ride, make his whole family cry for that. I'm the same, I let sliding, I'm in every word that I said. I put this on the seat. I'm the same thug from the cell to the bridge. Better ask you about X, matter of fact, come and see how this rap help mean nothing to me. Hey.
Despite Texas State's spotless record, they couldn't contain Armani and the Cardinals. From the very first play, Armani made a statement, throwing a touchdown pass. He followed that with a 70-yard bomb and then rushed for another score. Before Texas State even caught their breath, it was already 28-0. By halftime, Stanford led 49-14, and Armani had already racked up 490 passing yards, 6 touchdowns through the air, and 1 on the ground. The game turned into a highlight reel for Armani as the Cardinals cruised to a dominant 63-27 victory in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Somehow, Stanford was now 1 win away from the national championship, but standing in their way was a familiar foe, Notre Dame, the team that happened to have the best defensive line in the country and that was looking to avenge their embarrassing home loss from earlier in the season.
I'm a bad boy. When I got off my 10 got to the cash and got in my bag, boy. Please don't think it's sweet, I stay with the heat even though I'm a sad boy. You better watch the way you breathe around me for that breath be your last, boy. I've been drinking red rats, boy. I've been chopping out these birds.
The rematch with Notre Dame was anything but smooth sailing. Armani threw an early interception after taking a sack, and Stanford found themselves trailing 7-0 in the first quarter.
Struggling,
Husband tryna keep my head on. Late night sleep for nothing, thinking that the feds gon' come. I've been tryna find my happiness by myself all alone. I've been tryna find some peace, but they don't see the time I'm on. Just wanna say I'm thankful for you, my friend. You just know that I'm gon' keep it real on my end.
Despite a drop touchdown pass from one of his receivers, Armani kept his composure, tying the game with a rushing touchdown. Notre Dame regained the lead, going up 17-7, but Armani struck back with a deep touchdown pass under heavy pressure, cutting the deficit to 17-14 at halftime. Out of the break, Armani launched another deep strike to give Stanford a 21-17 lead. The teams traded scores, with Notre Dame taking a 24-21 lead late in the third quarter. With the game on the line, Armani delivered once again.
This blunt, I'm taking a puff. I'm stuck, don't feel like it's us. No trust, so do as you must. For real, don't know when I stay out of town. I get dough when I stay out of town. 500 shots, I got 500 rounds. 500 plots, I got 500 pounds. Yeah, I'm trusting none, I'm told. Honestly, I'm trusting half what I'm shown. I don't pop out, but it's each to their own. She hate when I be on my phone. And she forgot I got me on my phone. I say for me to forget that I'm known. Oh, you about both, know that you grown. Don't know the only reason I condone. I know how it works, I know you.
Armani iced the victory with a critical first down run, and Stanford defeated Notre Dame 35-24 to advance to their first national championship since 1940. The championship matchup would have Stanford take on number 4 Utah, who had upset Oregon in the semifinals.
Pro, yeah, pro, yeah, pro, yeah, 15 carat wedding ring, ain't even married, I just bought a bad, done such a cash for that. Count up so much dog, look like cow. Just bought another.
Armani wasted no time putting his stamp on the game. On Stanford's first drive, they methodically marched down the field, and Armani threw a crossbody dot to put points up on the board. Utah answered with a touchdown of their own to tie the game.
Came from the blocks of the crumbs, yeah. $7 pull up in the slum. That'll motivate young
Stanford completed a deep one-play touchdown pass to take the lead back, and it looked like we were going to have a shootout. Utah drove down the field themselves and tied the game, putting the pressure back on Armani and the Cardinals offense.
Went through the lows, now I'm about to go and cop a bowl. Cooking out the pirates, young, sipping on, whip it up. Fly like a pilot, custom made Louis on ice street. When I got a gaff, I ain't have to sell my master.
They weren't phased as they were able to march right back down the field and take the lead back.
Whole lot of cash, yeah, it barely can fit in the bag, yeah. Count up these bands, yeah, count up so fast they crash. I got these suicide bombers, they ready to smash.
After a Stanford stop on defense, Armani constructed a touchdown drive right before the end of the half to take a 28-14 lead in the halftime.
It's time, okay, don't get a date.
Coming out of the half, the Cardinals D forced a stop, giving Armani and the offense great field position that led them to score another touchdown, taking a 21-point lead and seemingly putting this national championship out of reach. Utah's offense couldn't seem to get anything going as Armani was putting together a season highlight reel in the second half alone.
Nobody's safe, I had them front your plate. Can't take no food from off my plate. You know me, try to find a place to hide this tool and know it's the police. Stopping them ruthless, I'm the murder man and I do it. With that, go ask my mommy and then when I'm gonna get to it. Look, I got that on me, I keep that black on me. $1 million, that ain't I spend it quick. Holla, I got your on me, I'm trying to beat up that monkey. Get in your I'll show you how to act a donkey. Say whatever that I want so they think I'm crazy. Look, top baby, big that top. Say whatever that you want, but bet not play with me. You ain't dumb. Then yeah, look, I've been stacking millions while I'm ducking from the fees, huh? I've been on a for my baby mama see. You get ugly every chance I keep them big. I'm thugging, catch them bad, I make my shawty whoop their head. I've been cutting up you.
The second half was a formality, leading Armani to get benched in the fourth quarter as the Cardinals continued to dominate. Armani finished with an astonishing 480 total yards and 7 passing touchdowns, leading Stanford to a 52-24 blowout victory to win Stanford its first national championship in over 80 years. With this miracle season finished and the national championship secured, Armani completed arguably the greatest freshman season in college football history. He swept nearly every major award, including the Heisman Trophy, Player of the Year, and countless others. He shattered records for passing yards and touchdowns in the season, solidified multiple 7-figure NIL deals, and sparked debates on social media about whether if he was already the greatest college athlete of all time or not. Despite his historic success, Armani faced a major decision. Should he stay at Stanford and build on this foundation, or transfer to one of his dream schools to take on a new challenge? The world awaits to see what the freshman phenom will do in his sophomore year.